Thank you all for being here today. We got a special guest again. You were here yesterday, Sandra, but for those that don't know who you are, you're a broker with us. You've been with us for 1.5 years, 2 years now.
Yes, exactly.
And you decided to be part of the Mellor Group team, which is led primarily by Mike. And what I wanted to do today, what we said we were going to do today, is review together a typical day of activity for you and for the team members. Mike, maybe if you want to guide us a bit as to what do we focus on as Gabriel disrupts us. But of course, why don't you go over a typical day? What do we do? What do we look at? What do we work on?
Well, our day typically would start with having to review on what we did the night before and possibly have a plan for that specific day on targets and certain things that we should do.
Which is a mistake, but we'll get to that in a minute. No, but it's true. Come on, keep going. We're all, by the way,
welcome to my world.
No, this is important. We're all here for one reason, which is
to make Etienne happy.
We want to improve ourselves. We want to develop and grow our businesses, and we want to help whoever is watching this right now to have a better result in his or hers. That doesn't sound right. In their real estate business. So that I point out things that I think we should improve is the right way of going about it for the purpose of helping those that are watching. So keep going. You said we start with reviewing, mistake number 1, but we're going to get back to the why. Then you do what?
Well, actually, between 9 and 9:30, you said that's what we should do.
Okay, we're going to argue off air. For now, what we're going to focus on is describe a typical day.
Okay.
And then we're going to look at it together and how we can improve it.
Yeah, so our typical day basically consists of first output. So we concentrate on having a certain number of outputs that we have to reach, and then at that point, we'd go through the sheet that we actually put together, which is the sheet of your outputs, calculating what it is that you need to do your whole thing during the typical day.
Yep. And then when work begins.
So that's super exciting, Mike. I'm so the enthusiasm in your tone of voice is fantastic. Sandra, maybe from your perspective, what is it to be part of a Mellor Group team, and what are the benefits that you so far have observed as a member of the team?
A little bit about what I said yesterday. The energy is fabulous. I really like being amongst you guys. It's there's always something to learn every second of the day. There's never actually a problem. Whenever there's a problem, there's always a solution that you teach us or that you make us see another side of things that maybe we weren't going to look at.
Is there a sense of for you of progress, of not just the learning part, the theory, because that's all fun and games, but what about real life? And are you moving forward with your project? Are you getting more business?
Yeah, and I'm also practicing on how to get more business with what I learned through you guys. So it's not it's doing the work. It's always doing the work. You never stop doing the work, and that's how you get the more business.
So you're saying you're learning a lot by actually doing and not just listening and observing and theory. It's the actual doing that.
Yes, you're here and you got to do.
So Mike, let's review maybe together the numbers for your team. You track, Mike, and the team members track all of their activities. So why don't you share some of those numbers? Because one of the most important thing as a leader is to know exactly what everybody in your team or your employees or your company, what are they doing? So I know Mike understands this very clearly, and I know for a fact that he reviews these numbers, I think, hourly, because he understands the importance of tracking the team. So Mike, why don't you share some of these numbers that you track every hour?
Well, the actual numbers that we did today?
The numbers you track every hour.
Well, we checked the number of...
No, not what do we do? Let's share those numbers.
You want to go through the numbers?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so while you get ready, Gabriel, why don't you talk to us about the roundtable that took place yesterday? We did record part of it or all of it, and we're going to be sharing that on our social media platforms, little excerpts. It's what is a roundtable, what's the frequency, and why do we do it?
Roundtable, we have twice a week, right? We're going to have it, so many cameras. We're going to have it once in English, once in French. We're doing Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Honestly, all hot topics, right, for current markets. Also on broker requests, we're going to have a lot of subjects that are going to be discussed as everybody's giggling, so I'm going to stop. And that's a roundtable for you.
So what you're saying is around
Probably
table.
not.
It's educational. It's a place where we can exchange experienced brokers, new brokers, all kinds of relevant topics. That it be business development, that it be legal, that it be changes to all kinds of whatever's going on. Right, Mike? Right, Sandra?
Yes.
So I think it's important that the team also, maybe Mike, I don't know if that's something that you guys do. Do you participate in the round table?
Yeah,
Yes.
they do participate.
That's
in
great.
Every
And the 1 to 3 as well.
We're going to talk about that. And I was thinking about that on my drive home yesterday. Caravans. Now, caravans are like open houses for real estate brokers. You have a new property, you put it up, you want to open it up to brokers so that you can go and check it out before you bring a client. Why don't we make that part of the weekly routine where our team members, they go and see the caravan, especially those of our own other brokers from Mellor Group, to encourage, one, but two, to learn, to experience what it is. Because when you look at a property on Matrix, you see a picture, you see a price, you see features, but when you're there, you see the neighbor, you smell, what does it smell like in here? Like that's going to affect, you can't do that with just looking at the system, right, Gabriel?
Absolutely.
As a broker, when you get there, it's going to be a different thing. So it's good experience for newer or brokers or of any kind of experience, I guess, to go experience what it is to go to the property, touch, feel, smell, listen, absorb, like a cook would do. You can't cook online. You gotta play with the ingredients. So you gotta do that with the properties. All right, so
It sounded like smells a lot.
it's very important, very important. So I think that should be a weekly thing.
Okay.
We see brokers going back to doing caravans. That was kind of a thing that stopped, obviously, with the pandemic and the restrictions and all that. But now we're back, so let's encourage it.
Absolutely.
So let's go into the numbers, Mike. You had a chance to go and find those numbers, because I know you know how important it is to track your data.
Sure.
Let's
So
do
you want to go with the date range of today or the weekly date range?
Well, you asked me that a minute ago, and I kind of thought was clear on that. You say share whatever you want to share, but what do you track, what do you look at, so that we make sure that each one of our team members has the success that they hope to have by joining the team?
Well, we have an activity sheet that I guess that you use on a daily basis, and that activity sheet we track exactly, how much phone calls are actually being made, how many contacts that we make, how much output we're putting. Our customer service should be done at the end of the day, and that we should focus more on doing the output in the morning, because that's when we have more energy and we're able to get everything out there. Usually after lunch, we tend to be a little bit more,
So that's all
Sluggish.
interesting, Mike.
Yeah.
But what about looking at the facts, the numbers themselves, which is the question I've now asked.
Exactly, but I don't know
you don't know?
I know I see it here, but do you want me to read everyone how much they did? Like, would you want the daily? You want the weekly?
Yeah. I think it's important. I think that if I'm a broker, I'm watching, I'm newer, or I'm not happy with my current situation, and I want to see changes. I want to see progress. But how can I compare? What's the yardstick that I'm measuring my output against?
Okay, well, so far this week, if we look at the data weekly,
Yes.
that would be myself in terms of output. I've been at 98. You've got
98 what, my friend?
98 calls.
98 calls.
Yeah, and then you've got Gabriel here at 89.
Okay.
And then you've got your sister at 80.
So this is 2 days of work, 3 days.
Yeah,
My sister, Emily,
yeah.
who's a Mellor, so obviously she's in the top. No, but it's a given.
And then after that, you move to Corrali with 75. You've got Sean with 15. You've got Jesse with 9, and Schneider with 7.
Where's
And me?
Sandra? Sandra's.
Well, for some reason, she's not in my filter that I have here. That's why we use.
So wouldn't that be important for you to have?
Of course, it's
One
important.
would think that.
Well, for some reason, it's not appearing in this.
Well, these are the lessons of today. The lesson of today is, if you're in business, you need to be tracking everything. For yourself, if you're a one-man
She's
business.
at 29. It's just that she
Well,
has
thank
no.
you for interrupting
She has
me.
no value.
I was going, Mike, that's very nice. Well, as I was saying, as a business owner, as a team leader, as anybody that's in a business for a self-employed situation, you want to be tracking everything that you're doing, because it's the only way you're going to be able to, at some point, look back and see, oh, I got here by going down this road, and if I want to change the destination, I have to understand and know where I've come from. So the tracking is very important. It's not something that's a sexy topic. We don't talk about it often. You don't hear people talking about it much, but I think it's one of the most important things that you have to do as a self-employed, as a broker, as a team leader, as a business owner. So, Mike, I'm happy to see that, that you're doing that on an hourly basis. And we're going to be sharing these numbers with you because, again, like I said, if you're trying to measure yourself against something to see, well, what should it be at? Because I think one of the questions we get a lot, Gabriel, maybe you can attest to this, is that, well, what should I be doing? What kind of output? What are those numbers in order for me to get to where I'm trying to go?
That's pretty much the biggest question you get during the 1 to 3, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely. But what about the questions you get? Is that something that you address, that you talk about? Maybe at the round table, maybe on a one-on-one
Usually
basis?
it's going to be more on a proactive basis because I'm going to get more, not necessarily the questions of how much output I should do, but it's going to be more how can I get more business? And the answer to that is going to be output.
Absolutely. I love it. Thank you so much. That's why you're our number one here at Mellor Group. You follow closely behind me, Mike, Jay. I'm kidding. All right.
Are we done? Are we done?
Let's run through quickly maybe what we have to offer this year at Mellor Group, because we came out, we worked hard on this to be innovative and to offer more for our brokers. So Mike, I'm going to let you start because I know you took some notes earlier and you wanted to share this with everybody.
Well, one thing that we are offering right now is 12 free leads for anyone that joins Mellor Group before March 21st. So it's arriving very shortly. So if you'd like to have 12 leads for free, it would be imperative for you to contact us as soon as you get the opportunity. Second to that, we have the Mellor Group team. The Mellor Group team is not a conventional team that you would find in any other agency. Our team is really to groom you, to mentor you, to put you in a position for you to be able to start your own and go about it on your own. Basically, we'll offer you how to work FSBOs, how to work expireds, how to work the leads, how to get into the nitty-gritty of everything and hold you by the hand, basically, so that you're able to convert. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's the point behind it. We also got the prep session. The prep session is available every month.
Excuse me to interrupt you, Mike. What is a prep session? Prep session to what?
To the exam.
To the what exam? To the commercial exam? To the agency director exam?
To all the exams. So
you're a new broker, you're an experienced broker, you want to do the Oaciq exam, you want to do the commercial exam as an existing broker, you want to do the agency director exam.
Great.
Maybe this is something that you're interested in and you would like some help in preparing for such exam.
Right.
Mike has a solution, has a proposal for you. We have it in English and in French. What is it, Mike?
The prep exam.
The prep exam.
It's called the prep exam. We do it on a weekly, monthly basis. When is the next one available, please?
The next one will be available at the end of the month.
End of the month. A vague thing. We're just going to leave it out there.
At the end of the month. The date is actually to come. It's supposed to be, I'm supposed to get confirmation of that probably within the next 24 hours. So as soon as we have that, we'll be able to notify you of it. But in the meantime, if it's something that interests you, I do encourage you to contact me or anyone of the team.
All right, stop everything. Now you're thinking to yourself that that's all great, but it seems like it's things that take time for me to achieve some kind of a progress or feel that I'm progressing in my business. Well, wait a second, we got something for you. Gabriel, we have what we call the Quick Start Program. It's 1 week of what?
Oh, okay, the new
Hell Week.
the new Hell Week. Okay, I didn't know we changed the title until now.
One of the important things, if I can get the camera back on myself, Jay, is if you're selling anything, you're selling cars, furniture, services, is to know your product. It seems fairly basic, but you gotta know what are you selling. If you're selling houses, you gotta know houses, you gotta know properties, you gotta talk about them. Jay had a great idea the other day. He was meeting one of our brokers, because Jay also does consultations with our broker. He's been in the media world forever. He's an old guy. But he was saying to this broker, and I overheard, and I thought this is brilliant. Go to a home, go to your home, go see, point out things. Oh, I'm looking at my window, it's needing some caulking. Do a video on that. That's content right there. Show that you are a pro in your field, and you talk about all these things. So us, as pros in our field, we have all these programs, all these things that we offer that are services. We need to know them in and out. So Mike, also Gabriel, talk to us about the quick start to your business.
So the quick start, which we used to call the Hell Week, which I thought was a lot more catchy, but it's okay, is going to be 4 full days of training we have for the, I don't know if Jay's pointing or pressing, but it's okay. So we have basically Tuesday to Friday every few weeks. The fun thing with that training is that it's really the basics of the basics, but then we go pretty deep within those 4 days. It's all theory because it is the first step. We go from platforms all the way to role play and negotiations. The fun thing also is that you don't need to have your license active. You can have it from the start. You can do it while you're still in class, while you're taking the prep session, or even if you've been with us for a while and just want a big refresher. So it's really a great tool for a lot of the brokers, and can't wait to see you there.
All right, so we got way more to offer, but now it's taking up too much. I'm going to keep the rest for the tomorrow, but I want to just give you a quick explanation. Not an explanation. I'm going to a teaser of what it is. We have a leads program. We call it the Lead Assist program. I'm going to explain what that is. We have new project launches. I'm going to also explain tomorrow what that is. We have the mentorship with myself every Thursday and Friday. 6 hours. It's not 6 hours, but I'll explain what that is.
We put together a whole list
Yeah.
2 days ago. 17 hours of coaching a week if you properly take it all in. 17 hours, and that's the minimum that comes through from the office.
That's apart from the one-on-one with Gabriel.
Do you know how much I pay Google to do the training with them?
Yeah.
3,200 American dollars for 15 hours. So.
We have the agency coaching mentoring. I meet with other agency owners and I tell them how to operate their agency in regards to marketing, in regards to recruitment, in regards to team building, services, offering all of this to their brokers. So if you're an owner out there, you're interested in learning more, reach out to me and we'll go into it. Lastly, but very important, Sandra, maybe tell everybody what is it to be part of something which is the Mellor Group team, but what is it to be close to me every day?
Please do.
How much joy does it bring you?
It's Hell Week every day.
There you
I thought
go.
it would put that
No,
in
that's
too.
with Gabriel, but with
No,
me.
no.
You have to turn it around. It's all good.
No, but I
well,
see it in your
it's-
face. I mean, you come in, you can't wait to be with me. I mean, it must feel amazing.
It does. No, it feels very special, actually. It feels very special to be amongst all of you guys because you each have something particular to offer. And I mean, I really feel like I have everything at my fingertips all day. I mean, all my tools, everything. I never have to pick up the phone. I mean, even if we're not with you guys, that's the great thing, I think, is that I always had access to Gabrielle. I did. Even you, if I wanted.
You know,
but having you guys always there is really special. I mean, I could just turn around and, you know, if you're busy,
But
then you come back to
it
me.
would seem to someone watching that this is all the technical stuff and that's all good and dandy. But what about what we talked about yesterday? We were together and we were with Sean also. Sean is another broker that's part of the team. We were talking about just the dynamic, how fun it is to just be
Yes.
with other people, be in this group environment. Jay, you're nodding. But that's what it's all about in the end. If you're having fun doing this work, it's gonna give you greater results because it's the atmosphere, it's the synergy.
And I always, for me, it's very important to be having fun while working. For me, it's absolutely important. If I'm not having fun while I'm working, then I don't want to work with a team anymore. I just want to be
There you go.
doing my own thing and having fun on my own. So it's very fun to work with you guys every day. We never know. It's like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get.
There you
every
go.
day.
I was gonna do the Forrest Gump accent, but I'm not gonna do it. So thank you all for watching. We'll see you tomorrow from our West Mountain.